All right. Good day, student. So this is study session 3 on operating system 1, and we'll be looking at the graphical user interface. So I want to believe that you have gone through the study session 1 and 2, and I expect you to go through more resources online on those two aspects that we have covered. So now this is the third aspect we are covering, which is on GUI. In this study, you are expected to be able to define what is GUI, identify the elements of GUI, explain what is user interface and interaction design, and be able to compare the graphical user interface with other interfaces that exist. Now let's come to what is GUI. I'm sure you've been hearing the word GUI, so that means this is not your first time. The GUI stands for the word graphical user interface, and it is a type of user interface that allows computer users to interact with electronic devices with images rather than text commands. Your phones make use of GUI. The computer is also an electronic device, makes use of GUI. So in the years gone by before the existence of GUI, computer does not have what we call images as we do today. It doesn't have what we call icons as we do today. It doesn't have what we call mouse that you see cursor using to point and click. There's nothing like that. Those times what is used is command. And yes, you can see your command today, of course. You have what we call your command prompt, where you can, write a line of text and then the computer will do what you want it to do. But that was old ways of doing things before the existence of the graphical user interface. So it makes life simple for computer users and it makes interacting with computer much more easier for users. Now GUI can be used in computers, I said, handheld devices like your phone, your portable media players, your gaming device, and so on. And actions are usually performed through direct manipulations of these graphical elements. For example, if you want to open a device, you want to open, let's say for example, a particular file in Microsoft Word, you are going to see in the file menu, you are going to see what we call open, but you will see an icon beside it, something like a folder that is open. Definitely to help you to remember, oh, this is for open. Save, you will see an icon of a diskette. Different icons that are graphical elements that are used to perform specific direct or indirect manipulation. So that's what GUI is all about. Now, what are the elements of GUI? GUI uses a combination of technologies and devices to provide a platform that user can interact with for the task of gathering and producing information. So there are different technologies that are combined to form what we have as GUI today. Now, the most common combination of such element is what we call the WIMP. WIMP is an acronym for window, icon, menu, and pointing devices. So I'm sure you definitely would have encountered a word called window. Let me give you an example of a window. You have your window button definitely in your keyboard, and once you click it, it's going to bring you to the window page where you can have access to all the softwares and documents that exist in that computer system. Now the window makes it easy for you to access what is inside your system. The same to icon. Icons are plenty. There's an icon for virtually almost every software that you install. Once you see the icon, you know this one is for Adobe Reader, this one is for CorelDRAW, this one is for Photoshop, this one is for, so their icons are there as an element that makes it easy for users to interact with their computers. The same thing to menu. I just mentioned file menu now. There are different menus, edit menu, view menu, and so many menus that makes easy use, that make it easy to use your computer. Then pointing devices, I mentioned it the other time. Your cursor, this is a pointing device through the mouse that we can use to interact with our device. So all these things are elements that combines together to make up your GUI. Now, when you talk about user interface and interaction design, there are two things. Now, different methods of user-centered design are used to ensure that the visual language introduced in the design is well tailored to the task it must perform. When you see a design of the interface, then you put something that resembles an icon of open. It should not be performing an implementation of close. So the user interface design is centered in such a way that it's tailored toward the task it must perform. And a GUI will be designed for the rigorous requirement of a vertical market, which is known as application-specific graphical user interface. Now, there are different application-specific graphical user interface in existence, and part of the examples include your ATM. You will see that ATM graphical user interface is built in such a way that even the novice is designed in that way that the novice can interact with that automated teller machine. That's an example of application-specific GUI. The same thing to airline ticketing and checking. The same thing to self-service checkout. So all these things are built to fulfill a specific task that is expected to perform. If we are to compare GUI with other interfaces, there are at least two I will mention here. Apart from graphical user interface, there is something we call three-dimensional user interface. Most GUI are actually two-user. They are two-dimensional, the height and the width. But when we talk of three-dimensional user interfaces, they are the ones that are mostly used today. They are used in computer games, they are used in computer-aided design, and they are more sophisticated and advanced. Now, when you compare GUI with zooming user interface, you will discover that this zooming user interface is a logical advancement over GUI. And blend dimensional movement, three-dimensional movement with two-dimensional objects. I'm going to stop here for today, and I hope you've learned one or two things from this study. Consult your material for more information. If you have any question, don't feel to drop them in our chat session. Thank you.